that time of the week again where we come back and conversate about a whole lot of things. I go by the name of Nandi Sam and I'm not alone as usual. Everyone is here. Takara is here, Ruby is here, Umi is also here. Good afternoon, guys. How are you? Good. Good. It's good to know that you're all okay and we're all still here. And we're all still alive. I guess that's all that really matters in this day and age, with everything that is going on. But hey, we keep it moving and we're here to talk once again. And one of what we're going to be talking about today is something that is a lot of us are struggling with. If I could be wrong, but I think majority of the people I know personally are struggling with this particular topic. And if you want to join in on the conversation, you can join us at Crown Azania on Instagram. Yeah, that's Instagram. That's it. And the topic that is quite, I don't know whether it's heavy or not, but I think it's one of those topics that a lot of people tend to tiptoe around because no one wants to really open up their hearts and have this conversation, and that is forgiving and forgetting. So, do you forgive and forget? That's the question we are asking. Do you forgive whenever forgiveness is asked for, or it depends? I want to start with you.
Oh gosh. Okay, which question? You asked 3 questions. What question would you like me to answer first?
Do you forgive when forgiveness is required or asked for, or it depends?
It depends.
On what?
On the magnitude of the reason I'm being asked the forgiveness. Like what happened. You know? And then, but I think, it's not about when forgiveness is asked for. I guess it would be about when I'm ready to forgive. Because I feel like you forgive for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I forgive when forgiveness is asked for? Not really. I like to hold on a grudge a good 2 days and then, but no, I'm sorry.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you deal with it. That's not how other people are dealing with it. So it's okay. We can't sit here and invalidate how you go about it.
It depends.
Okay. Do me?
I'm a very forgiving person. I can't hold a grudge.
We know that.
So I do provide forgiveness when it's asked for. And like Woody said, it's more for me than for the other party. Because holding on to things and, grudges, it really disadvantages you at the end of the day. So I forgive. I'm such like a forgiver. But forgetting is something different. It's a whole nother story on its own. So
Okay.
We'll get into that.
Do I forgive?
Yeah, or it depends.
No, I always forgive. In fact, it doesn't depend on anything. And in the main, I do it for me, not for the other party. I don't even wait to be asked for it. Even by the time people ask, I'm already done with it. I don't know if you want me to get to the forgetting part because that's tough.
I think the forgetting part is tough for almost
For
everyone.
everyone,
And I think it's unfair I think it's unfair to be expected to forget. I understand the expectation of forgiveness. I understand it, but I don't get the point where someone really expects you to forget.
But is it an
Do I forgive?
expectation? Like people expect you to...
When in most cases when a person apologizes and asks for forgiveness, they do expect some sort of...
To them it means now you must pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, clean
That I can understand. It's a shitty thing to do, to expect someone to forgive you just because you're at a point where you want to be forgiven. But I get it. The part I don't get is
I must forget.
the forgetting part. Like how? But I get it. At the same time, I don't know, man. I hold on. I used to hold on to things a lot, and I would just keep it moving, and whether you come to apologize or not, it doesn't matter to me. I've moved on.
So you don't necessarily wait for somebody.
No.
Then you can just forgive.
I've always been that person, like, oh, okay, this is how you feel about this whole thing, and this is how you went about it, even though I feel it's disrespect, and I'm gonna tell you that I felt disrespected or whatever the case may be. You choose to take it the wrong way or the right way, it's up to you. I'm telling you that give me a moment. I'm still mad about it.
That's exactly what I meant when I said.
But
not when you asked
but
me.
once I've moved away from that space of being mad and not wanting to address you, please take my saying, whatever, dude. Whether you apologize or not, I'm moving on for my own sake. But then again, when you do that, in most cases, those things come back to haunt you because you never really deal with them.
You just don't acknowledge it.
And years later, you meet this person and something just switches off, and you're just like, but why? It's been so many years. Because you never really addressed it. And seeing that person may have triggered those feelings that you never dealt with. So I'm trying now. I'm not gonna say I'm there yet. I am trying to do this forgiving thing, but forgiving for me, I mean, I will only rather consider you to forgive you when I see that your behavior has changed. You can't come to me with words and say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I apologize.
Fair enough.
Atonement. Atone.
Okay, so what are you saying? So you're saying basically it will depend for you on whether the person shows that indeed they are remorseful about whatever.
I'm not sure if it depends, but I'm just like, if you're not going to atone, don't apologize.
But do you forgive even if that person
I'm
didn't?
keeping it moving. I will be civil. I will acknowledge you as a human being who lives in this planet.
You're not gonna do those
So
things.
you won't forgive, but you also won't not forgive.
Yeah. I'm
just
just like, oh, okay. We don't do it like that. It's cool. Let's keep it moving. You're a human being that I will coexist with in this planet Earth.
But let me check this. Does this apply does that apply to everybody? So what I'm trying to get to is that, does it depend on how you relate to that person? If it's a friend, if it's a partner, if it's a child, it might actually be different. So does it depend on that as well? Or you're gonna go like, let's keep it moving?
No. I would say it definitely does. If it's too close to home, like a child, definitely. I mean, I will
without
have
a
to.
doubt.
I'll have to.
Like you don't have a choice.
Have the conversation with myself and be like, really, you want a child yourself,
Okay.
type of thing. And this is your child.
You
anyway,
used to me. So actually, they took the DNA.
But if it's a grown-ass human being, then whether we're friends or we are relating in a romantic way or whatever, if you're not going to atone, bruh, it's cool, man. It's okay. There's no shortage of people I can be cool with.
No, I understand that. So you see why I'm asking that, and it's gonna come to you guys in terms of how you feel. The reason why I'm asking that is that, say now, okay, you have explained that if it's a child, it's different. But if it's a partner, because I'm thinking, if you say let's keep it moving, it's like there's certain things that have not been sorted, but we are moving. Are we moving out or?
I don't keep that one moving. It's either we're sitting down,
we're gonna have this
conversation, and then we're gonna decide whether we are having this conversation to heal or we're having this conversation to completely break away from each other.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Because that's another thing. When you come together to have a conversation when one person has wronged the other, there needs to be an intention behind having that conversation. Are we having this chat because we want to heal and move forward and continue to rebuild what we've been building over the years, or we are having this conversation so that when we break away from each other, there's no animosity, there's no hard feelings, there's nothing. So a conversation has to be had at the end of the day.
Okay.
That's just me.
I get. Do you guys share the same sentiments?
Yeah, I can agree with what you're
Definitely,
saying.
yeah.
I thought somebody's gonna go like, you took my words. I don't know. For me,
I wanted to ask you, if, because also obviously we're different. You said, give me a moment, 2 days or something. Let me hold on to it a bit, think about it. What about you? Does it take you a long while to not get over it, but to get to a point where I'm ready to listen to you type of thing?
I think
it's just like now, apologize. Let's talk.
no, I actually don't even expect people to apologize. I really don't, because with that expectation comes disappointments. That if that person didn't apologize, then what? What am I gonna do about it? So that's why I said by the time you say I'm sorry or please forgive me, I'm done already. I've forgiven you for my own sake. There's quite a lot of things. I've got this thing that I've developed that a lot of things just bounces off my skin. There's a lot of things that don't get into me.
I was just about to say that.
For my own sake.
Really thick skin to forgive people who aren't even sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, it's one of those things where should I let this person's actions or whatever they've said affect me? Because the person can, get it moving. They can go about, do their own life, and here I'm still grumpy and angry. So for that, and it's something that sort of like comes as a second nature. But forgetting though, there's certain instances that it's not like you keep this thing in your mind. You're walking around, you're keeping this person in your mind when they've done 1, 2, 3. But it's one of those things where something that happens can spark in your memory. So, by the way, there's that. And you can actually be depressed when you think about it. But again, you have to brush it off and move. So that's basically how I've dealt with quite a lot of these.
Do you take time, Dumi, or do you just like, now let's have this chat? Or do you just like, give me a moment, give me a week, give me a month? Or it depends, Nakon?
It does depend, because I mean, situations are different, and it depends.
Yeah,
I mean, it can get really tense. It can get so tense, and you just like, I need a moment, a very long moment to process this and actually, decide and figure out where I stand. Then there's like smaller situations that it's just like, okay.
Yeah, like Woody said earlier, like it depends on the magnitude of the situation. Man, this is quite interesting, because like I said, I know a lot of people struggle with this particular topic. And one thing I can say before we move to the next question is that when forgiveness is involved, especially you as a person who is supposedly expected to forgive, you need to have had some sort of healing yourself, because really words can scar you. Actions can leave a huge dent as well on your emotions. So I don't think you can forgive when you have been killed, when you haven't processed the whole thing in your head and dealt with your emotions. Forgiveness basically needs a high EQ, emotional intelligence. It needs a lot, like it needs to be up there, because it cannot happen. It cannot happen if emotionally you have not dealt with it when as a person who's been wronged. That is something I know for a fact. I can sit here and boldly say there are moments, there's certain things in my life, in hindsight, I look back and I'm like, I haven't forgiven you because honestly I have not dealt with what you did to me. So maybe that's why we're still at odds and you're still there and I'm still here, and until maybe I deal with it, adios amigo. So join us in this conversation, man. We're not here to talk alone. You can actually send us, you can actually send us a voice note to 067 096 9641, 067 096 9641. And then I would like, as before, with your permission, I think we've covered the first question, so we can move to the next question, right? The next question, I don't know how to.
What's that one?
The next question
what
is, what do you find it easy or hard? What do you find easy or hard to forgive, and what can't you forgive?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's start here. What is easy to forgive? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Specific.
White
No,
lies.
No, like for you.
Personally,
remember-
white lies.
What hurts you sometimes doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
So, we don't tailor make emotions and, all of that. What causes you psychological trauma for me might be like, I want to
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Grow up or something. So,
Mm.
what's easy to forgive, what's hard to forgive, I think it differs person to person.
Yeah. I honestly, white lies. If you lied to me and you're just like, you know what? I was lying. I would let it go.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
Oh,
let it
that's
go.
the easy one.
Yeah, that one. Like, also sometimes doesn't even do like she's saying. Sometimes other things it's just like whatever.
But you know, when you're talking about like lying as an easy thing, for me, ne?
Lying is lying, whether it's white lies.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I was about to say that. I don't think I'm out there.
I mean,
like,
I
oh,
get
think
mad.
it's easy to
I'll
forgive.
probably be, not that I'll still forgive regardless. Ne?
Yeah.
But I think when somebody lies intentionally,
Yeah.
more so when there was not even a reason, it's a bit hard for me. Because I start.
lies when that gets to you.
Yeah, exactly. Those things that there was no
There was no
reason to
need.
lie.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, I'll give an example. Say you're starting in a new relationship, right? You're still sort of like trying to get to know each other at that moment, and then somebody's already lying. When they could have been open at the,
Yeah.
You don't
you
know
understand?
each
Because you
other
don't know each
enough
other.
to
You
kind
can
of
you can
like-
say, you know, I've killed a person before, so that
Yeah.
when I come in, I know what kind of a person I'm dealing
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, also when a
But that's
person
easier
lies.
said than done.
No,
Of course,
it's
of
easier
course.
said, but
I
here's
know.
the situation. It's easier said. Of course, I'll be disappointed. Let me decide what I do with that disappointment.
I was actually.
I'll probably leave you, but at least if I stay, you know what? Because the other part, you know what is the problem? The biggest problem is like, have you felt that issue of saying information that you were supposed to know, everybody else knows,
Yes.
and you don't know,
You're
especially
the
when
only one who
it's,
doesn't know when you feel
Yeah,
like
being
You
left in
understand?
the
Yeah.
dark.
it's like
Yeah.
you're stupid, so you're
Yeah.
expecting that you should be the first one to know.
yeah.
And somebody deliberately hide that or lied, and everybody else knows.
It's
Can you
just- I
imagine
think,
how
yeah.
painful
Yeah,
that
no,
is?
I understand because that's another thing about lying. When you stop lying to the next person, you're taking away the choice from the other person
Yeah.
Exactly.
to either accept you as you are or say, you know what,
I'm
that's
good.
not for me. I'm out. And I have serious problems personally, and I used to think there was something wrong with me, and I used to think maybe this is something I need to work on. As I grew older, I'm realizing that actually I don't have to work on this because that speaks to the person that I am. I have a serious problem with a person who takes a choice away from me.
Yeah.
That's
The
that
minute I
it
feel like
sums up
you've
that.
taken it, the choice away from me, I don't think we can ever be okay again. And
But you see,
lying
that's
has
the problem.
And lying has a tendency.
Because
of-
people have,
Taking away from
somebody can
Yeah.
come back and say, no, forgive me. The reason why I lied, I was trying to protect you.
Yeah.
Can I ask
You
you
know
something
that
before you
thing.
continue?
Yeah.
That is so
When
manipulative,
people say,
I
I
feel.
was trying to protect you, was that really the case?
No,
Or
it's
were they
most
trying
of the
to
time
protect
not.
themselves?
Most of the time, it's not even the case. They are not protecting you. It's really about some
It was
selfish
just
reason.
self-serving.
Yeah.
What you did was
But,
self-serving,
yeah,
and you come
that's-
here and want to play the card. I was protecting you. Were you really?
To make
Because
you feel a little
here we
bit
are.
wrong.
I'm hurt. Nonetheless,
Mm.
where's the protection
And
here?
probably even more so than if they had just told the truth.
From jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that whole protecting thing actually ends up doing more damage
Mm-hmm.
at the end than if you had just told the actual truth the way it
Yeah.
was from the beginning. So
Hence, I'm saying, where's the
some of these
protection now?
things- Some of these things, they're really hard to forgive, but you
Is
just
that
have
hard
to-
then? Does that make the lying hard to forgive? Because I've got one that I think for me is the easy one to forgive. If somebody cheats on me, that's very easy for me to forgive.
Because you are.
Now that I'm
Hmm?
older,
Yes.
now that I'm
Yeah.
older, now that I'm
Now that you're
I
older.
can actually, because I haven't found myself, I haven't found myself in that situation like now that I've done all the work that I needed to do for myself,
Yeah.
and, emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise. Before it was like, you cheat on me, I'm done, that's it. clearly she is better than me, so go for what's better and what works for you. And clearly I'm not, you know. But now that I'm older and I understand the dynamics of monogamy, polygamy, and all these other things, I'm just like, I am willing to sit down and hear your story. What came over you?
But
what is the emotion
but wouldn't
that
you
drove
feel
that?
betrayed?
Of course I will.
Because that's where it is to say. So will you then say, okay, after the betrayal and the understanding, we'll then be able to consider the forgiveness.
Now I can do that. If you asked me that 5 years ago, definitely no, it's cheating. No, I cannot tolerate.
No, for me,
I understand it. Also, as people generally in this day and age, we are coming to a point where, or we have come to a point where we are very experimental. Also, we are. We cannot run away from that. Also, some people didn't. They've also. Other people for the longest time they've been battling with, am I straight? Am I this? Am I that? And they really at a point where they're like, I'm a sexually liberated human being, and I would like to test my waters. Guys, we cannot run away from that.
Yeah, but
These
I think
things are
there's
happening.
that, and being honest about that, and then there's just these. I think the conversations around the normalizing of cheating also need to change.
Exactly.
Of
That's what I'm
course.
saying. We're really accepting nonsense.
No, but you see the acceptance.
But
is
that's
something-
another conversation on
On its own,
That's what my question is that something that you find easy? Because remember, we're talking about what is hard or what is. Is there something that you find harder to forgive than I said for me, that's even easy. I take it from that point of view. So, oh, thank goodness, this person helped me.
Yeah.
I know now, at least better now than later. But at least I already know what to do. I think what's so devastating and what you might find yourself not knowing what to do, it's if you have not told yourself before, or how are you going to react if a situation like that comes up. So for example, you are saying Londuru, you probably think about it and explore, blah, blah. For me, I've told myself it's a straightforward, I'll forgive you, I'll understand what you did, whatever you did, but you took a decision. Bye. Do you understand?
No, I
so
get
it's
you.
easy. And
I get
look,
you.
we'll still relate as people. I have no problem with you.
No, I
you
get
were
you.
using your
Also,
body
Nami,
parts.
I'm saying these things. These are the things I'm saying. I haven't found myself in that situation. Maybe when I do find myself in that situation, old as I am and matured as I am, I might not be I might not react that way when the situation is literally presented in front of me. I might just be like, okay, I thought I could, but no.
I can't.
I'm just saying, but my mind, I'm very aware of everything that is happening, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna close the door. If it happens, we will see. I'm not gonna say you cheated. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear anything you did to me. Nah, come on.
Yeah.
Nah.
Now, for me, it's one of those. I can hear you, whatever you want to say, as long as we're no longer talking about that. We are done with that. We have moved. Forgetting about that, or maybe
No,
we'll get to
forgetting, guys. I think we need to. I could be wrong, but personally, if you expect me to forget, call from. Like, you
just forget me
forget.
forgetting.
Yeah, you forget. How's about that?
Yeah, forgetting is like nearly impossible.
No,
it doesn't happen.
It
I'm sorry,
can't.
it
It's-
doesn't.
I mean, how
You must be
just erase-
brainwashed.
Why is
Yeah,
hard to
I know.
forgive abuse, any form of it?
True.
I maybe I need help with that. Maybe
No.
I need someone who's going to, maybe coach me up when coach my emotions when it comes to. I would never forgive abuse. Any form of it, physically,
For some reason.
physical, emotional,
Now tell me, while you on this abuse thing.
financial, still.
No, whichever one of
Yeah.
abuse. Because I'm thinking while you're saying this now is to say, what do you think happens in the minds of people, more especially ladies who have been abused and then they still stick around?
There's a psychological
Yeah,
term
there's
for
a-
that, battered wife syndrome.
So if for example you saying that's something that you won't forgive, do you think a lot of women or a lot of people who have been abused, when they stay, they probably have not even forgiven, but they're staying. So what do you think happens?
I don't want to speak for people, but based on having conversations with a couple of people who've been abused and trying to understand their state of mind as to, okay, now you're out. Nice, well, good and fine. But you stayed for 5 years. How?
Why?
What was happening? And in most cases, the answer I would get would be, I didn't think I was worth anything other than what I had, which was him.
And because
Sure.
the abuse is convincing.
Yeah, and
Yes.
abuse is a very, very manipulative and
But then is there true forgiveness in that? Or it's just a thing of saying, let's keep it moving?
not all of them. Not all of them. Some they just
Most
like
or some?
and I would say some because it's not a lot of people I've spoken to, but abanye they stick around for financial reasons, scared of being alone.
That's financial abuse.
Because someone said, one girl said, you know, I'm not even scared of dying alone. Of dying rather. I'm not scared of dying. I'm just scared of living and be alone. And I was like, that is deep.
So somebody can
So
stay.
when someone says, I'm not scared of dying, I'm just scared of being alive and being alone, definitely that person is going to stick around.
Yeah.
that person
Even
can
though
take
I'm
anything.
shy, she'll be like, I'd rather die in your hands, okay, than for you to leave me.
Sure, that's
And sometimes it's not just that one relationship that they're in. It's like there are many factors and layers. Goes back down to childhood, upbringing. I don't like your mental state at that time, your psychological trauma. It's a lot.
Maybe you grew up being told, Uguti, you're nothing. And
Yeah.
this person reacts shy and come back and calls you a queen and actually treats you like
Yeah.
a queen.
and give you
Or
money.
But the
And
only
give
problem
you-
is we whipped
and,
you.
and give
But
you
for a
this
lot of ladies
princess
I've seen it.
treatment and turn around and be a monster for 5 minutes and you're like, at least he's a monster for 5
For
minutes.
5 minutes.
But for the other for 55 minutes, he treats me like royalty.
Yeah.
But what is that treating? Because for ladies, what I've seen, sometimes it's not even about what he's saying. It's even more of, this Morana gives me mine. I'm sticking around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but then
But
I don't
personally,
think most people will have
abuse is
forgiven.
not something I would easily forgive. It's
It's
very
really
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yours?
I don't think I can forgive abuse
Ne?
at all.
So
I don't
forget
think so.
forgetting. You can't even forget.
Yeah.
If I can't forgive,
If I
there's no way I'm
can't
gonna
forgive, I
forget.
can't forgive.
I don't think I can.
It would
honestly.
take like 3 therapists, a psychiatrist,
Dude,
and
maybe
a
I want it to
pastor, maybe.
Admitted as
I'll
well.
stop thinking
You know,
about it,
just
but-
to
I
get 24/7
will
therapy.
forgive.
Yeah.
If I'm physically abused or abused anyhow, I will forgive. I might not forget though. I'm most likely to forgive. I know myself.
Okay, so maybe let me rephrase and say, right now, I don't think I could forgive. But should I find myself in that situation and something teaches me to forgive, then
Maybe.
thank God.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
might forgive. But right now, I don't see myself forgiving abuse.
Yeah, I'm a forgiver, but abuse.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Why do you think you forgive so easily?
I don't know. I
Because you
guess it's
you
just a
just
person.
forgive.
It's just my character.
Ne?
I can't hold on to things and constantly just, keep cursing this person and this and that. I just make peace with situations. But I can't forget though, because it's like forgiving cheating. It just, for me, it also just changes the type of person you are in my eyes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just need to take note of certain things. So I can't forget, but I can forgive.
Yeah.
I won't hold it against you forever, but it's definitely that thing of, oh, but he is this type of person or she is this type of person. And when things arise, when things come about later, you shouldn't be shocked because you saw the signs.
There's something that Will Smith said, but now I took it to that part where someone does something wrong to you. He said, I don't judge people based on my first interactions with them, because I met you today, maybe you are not having a good day, and that's why you are such a shitty person to me. I met you today, maybe something wonderful happened to you, and that's why you're so nice to me. Generally, you're a shitty human being, you know. So it's like, I don't judge people based on that. I get to know a person, and then when I feel like, okay, because you'll never know a person. There's someone who keeps telling me that all the time. You will never fully know a person, but you can kind of understand what they are about.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this whole forgiving thing, there's a part of me that says, you've done it for the first time. You've never done something like this to me before.
Yeah.
I am willing. There's this much window.
Yeah.
I am leaving for forgiveness. But my guts around you is always going to be up now.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely saying, that's it.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's been happening over and over again, it's just like, why are you even still in my life? Yeah. So Nami, when someone has wronged me for the very first time, I take that whole thing. Don't judge a person based on your first interaction. So I'm like, this is your first time hurting my feelings and being this person. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna try and understand why. I'm not saying I'm just forgiving, but I will try and.
So your forgiveness is conditional.
It is. I don't even want to say it's conditional, man. I think at the end of the day, everyone needs that. It's either you want to understand why a person did that and forgive based on that.
But what I'm
or
trying
you
to say
don't.
is, so the reason why I'm asking if it's conditional is that, say this person explains whatever, or why they did whatever they did, are the chances that you might either go this way or that way, forgive or not forgive?
The
Then
conversation
is it
will
going to
determine.
depend on
will
the
determine, am I moving on from this and we keep it moving and we cool, or am I moving on from this and we go our separate ways?
We've got 25 minutes to go. Do you want me to read? I think maybe we can read some of the comments.
Yes, you can read some of the
and
comments.
then we can interact with them and blah,
and then
blah,
we'll
blah.
close it up with the last question. Which I think we've already covered anyway.
Yes, to a certain
To a
extent.
certain degree.
Oh, do you forget? Oh, no, forget.
AP says, I have a forgiving heart natural. I forgive and move on. And then on the forgetting part, she says, yeah, I move on as well. Life is too beautiful to hold on to things that don't add value to my life. So here's somebody saying they forget. Oh.
I don't think, like she said, life is too beautiful. That tells you she
cannot really forget.
She doesn't. You don't forget, guys. What happens is you are able to meet new people, create new memories, and those things help conceal and like help put that in the back of your mind. But there's no such thing as forgetting anything that's required forgiveness. How about if it required forgiveness? It means it caused you some sort of trauma, no matter how small. So you can't forget. She's not forgetting. She's just making new memories that.
No,
help
she's
her to
talking for
conceal.
herself.
She's not forgetting.
We must bring her here for the and
like,
psychological
She's not
approach.
forgetting. You can't forget. You can't.
Also, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's that thing, are you worthy of my forgiveness as well? Also, but then, what determines your worthiness of my forgiveness?
Okay, but you see, the problem with that, Lolo, I'm going to have to not disagree with you entirely, but I'm going to have to kind of sort of try challenge you here.
Okay.
I think sometimes, like we said, some people are forgiving, some people are not, and it's okay. But you see, this whole idea of are you worthy, are you not? If you're going to forgive, just give the forgiveness. No one, like, don't forget because I'm worthy or not.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake that happens is that we think because I've forgiven you, I must allow you access back into my life.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is not access. You can forgive a person and still be like, I've forgiven you, let's live from a distance apart.
Exactly. Yes.
So the forgiveness and like forgetting and I'm not gonna forget, I'm not gonna.
So you forgive me
because
and push me away?
Not even.
I'm not
It's not
even
even about
pushing
pushing
you
you
away.
away.
That's
It's
where
not.
you
It's
belong
not even
now.
about pushing you away.
That's
Remember,
just-
forgiveness is me having a conversation with this and just telling it as well. Like, yo, move on now. You know what I mean? So if you coming back is interfering with my it is well, no, go.
Not gonna
I
work.
forgive you, but forgiveness doesn't mean access.
Yeah.
Like,
I
stay
get
there.
you. I totally get you.
yeah.
But then again, the reason why I'm asking about this worthiness, you find that this person, this one particular person has been doing you wrong. You've been forgiving them. And I think that's where the toxicity comes in. And I'm like, I cannot have a toxic person like that in my life. Are you even worth being in my life at this point in time? Because you've been screwing shit up and you've been apologizing. You've been forgiving.
Yeah.
So I'm at, do
So
you think there's a
limit.
capacity? Yeah. Do you guys think there's a point where
Capacity to
you
forgive that
just get
person.
like, okay, beyond this, I can't. You've asked for forgiveness ever since I've known you, and I've known you for a very long time. You know, do you think that there comes a point where you're like,
But also that then it leads you to that whole thing of saying, if somebody can be wrong, do wrong to you so many times, then you even ask yourself, is the forgiveness even genuine?
Yeah.
yeah,
The
But does that,
apology.
yeah,
the apology,
the
not
apology.
the forgiveness.
So yeah, the apology.
I
Yes.
can't be the victim and still being asked why did he hit
Yeah, yeah.
you? You know, type
Yeah,
of thing.
those kind of. But then, even does that? Are you talking about being forgiven for forgiving for doing the same
The same thing.
thing or different things?
Even though
as
it's
well?
not the same thing, but you can see the pattern.
Yes.
The pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, okay. You have these tendencies.
Yeah.
You know,
White
calling
people
him,
tend to-
there's someone I told 2019, I was like, you know, you are a good person. I'm not going to take that away from you. But you always have something to say sorry for.
Yeah.
How's about you don't do something that will make you say sorry? And I've ran out of, it's okay, let's move. I've ran out of that. So I think moving forward, it's just better we deal with each other.
So I suppose some people think they can forgive or they can forget out there. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I
believe
probably
that.
will forget when it's been long. But when something that happens that sparks that,
Yeah, it triggers that.
then it will probably be a reminder. But
There
it
will
won't have an
always
impact
be a
on
So
you.
you
Trigger.
can't forget. You know, the
There's no
definition of
forget-
forget, there's no forgetting.
So it goes into your subconscious.
You were able to
a certain
conceal it
extent.
over the years.
Because
Yeah,
at the
I
end of the
It's
suppose.
day,
not gone.
yeah, at the end of the
No,
day,
it's
there will
not.
always be a trigger. Like we live in a world where so many things are happening.
Mm.
I could literally spill something, and that would trigger,
Remind me of, yeah.
you know, something that someone did. Maybe someone who threw a drink at you, or something. There's always something that will trigger you.
Okay, let me
What's
read
the
you
next
another
comment?
one. It says, I forgive whenever forgiveness is asked of me, because I've realized that the greatest thing about forgiveness is that not only does it get rid of all that burden you have been carrying, but also you can only say that you have learned your lesson once you forgave. You cannot say you have learned a lesson from a situation if you still have some grudges towards it. For me personally, I forgive pretty fast, even before one asks for forgiveness. I wouldn't say it's hard or easy, but it depends on what is on the table. When you mess up again on the very same thing, I gave you a second chance, then it's over for you. Not that I'll never forgive you, but it's gonna be real hard to do so. I never forget.
Exactly.
Never, never,
No one
ever.
forget. No one forget.
People are carrying people in their hearts here. Are people not
I
heavy?
think also another thing that the disservice that a lot of us do to ourselves is to keep peace alive. I'm going to forgive,
Yeah.
not realizing
For the sake of peace.
Yeah, for the sake of peace, not realizing the damage that is doing to you
Yeah, I
because you
think-
didn't
yeah.
really deal with it. You're just
Mm.
like whatever.
But
Keep
say
it
say
Is
you
that forgiving?
Yeah, I don't think it's
To a
forgiving.
certain degree, because you keep it moving, and you still want to be cordial with this person.
So
and
then whatever comes with that, Bernard, you must be willing to take.
hence I said earlier, where forgiveness is concerned, healing has to be
Yeah.
part of that whole thing. There can never be forgiveness where healing hasn't happened.
Exactly.
So I know for a fact that a lot of people say they choose to say I forgive to keep peace alive. But you're not realizing the damage and the disservice you're doing to your emotions when you just say whatever.
will you forgive your partner or your guy who slept with your best friend? will you forgive either of them? If you are to forgive, will you forgive any one of them?
Personally, no.
Nah.
Personally, no.
Is that actually forgive?
Eventually I will.
Oh,
but
forgive. Yes.
Yeah, forgive.
No more access to you.
Or is that one of those
But I'll
that I
forgive you.
forgive, but
Yeah, but no,
please go
because-
play there?
Yes,
Because the both
No
of you
way.
now have literally destroyed every single ounce or every little bit
And
of
those are
trust
the two
I
closest
had
people
with
to
you.
you.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally, they're both your best friends.
Or you go like,
You know?
yeah, guys, I forgive you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you try to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
go ahead.
You clearly you've been wanting
No,
But
no,
look,
you don't
okay,
have to hide.
so
let me
from
be
those
a
two-
good person and remove myself from the whole equation, and you go do it
From
yourself.
the what? The whole or the whole equation?
The whole.
Okay, no, I thought I had dropped. But here's the thing. So my question, I want to extend this to say, is it easier or harder for either one of them, or is it the same?
For me,
for both?
they will definitely be
It's the
hard.
same. I
To
think.
forgive.
Yeah. It's
Like, is it gonna be harder for your partner, for you to forgive your partner or your friend, or it's like
Because every time I look
same
at both
WhatsApp
of you,
group.
I see each
It
other
will
in
be
you.
same WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
but then when my friend is concerned, like you see the guy, I'll be like, okay, you're a man, you're a dog anyway. Naturally,
Yeah,
usually,
you're allowed.
you know,
to
move.
differently.
But like my,
Because woman to woman, after
The
every
pain.
conversations we've
and
had,
I'm pretty sure I vented about this guy to you.
To you.
I'm pretty sure I told him what I think what
She
John
used the weakness.
you know, I honestly think that it's
So you play the
you
role.
you can quickly say my guy unje vele, it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But with your female friend, I mean your counterpart, this is your ride or die, man. This is your best friend.
Yo,
This
there's
is
nothing
someone
like
you
woman,
share-
like two women pain.
woman to woman
Like,
pain. I it's not something I would be able to deal with.
There's
So it's
nothing-
harder.
And the funny
It
thing,
So with
hence
the guy
you
who's like-
hence you see a lot of people who forgives their cheating boyfriends
And be like
cheating wives,
boyfriends,
be like
boyfriends.
I've never
Because
understood
But
that.
yes, it's just it's easier.
to forgive
And
this
people
one
do
because
that nonsense.
you're a man,
I've
I'm a
never
female.
understood that.
You're a man, I'm a female, but I mean,
Yeah. The
How
problem
do
is
we
she knows
that?
every single
Because I'm
thing.
thinking, if I'm a guy
about-
and I'm in the same situation, so say for example, my guy friend sleeps with my wife or my girlfriend, I'm most likely gonna be harder on my wife or girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I mean, she knows she's with me.
it goes
She
back
could
to
have
the
said-
female thing.
But it's
No,
the same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
goes
the same
back
thing,
to
but I'm
the
saying I'm
female
most likely
thing.
gonna fight with my partner than the friend. We can even,
No,
you
no,
know,
no,
we
I
can
get what
even
he's
high
saying.
five and we move on. The friendship remains.
Yeah, no,
intact.
they love
With
how they
guys-
high five each other and say, it's okay, buddy. It doesn't just end on it's okay. It's okay, buddy, as
No,
long
you
as
are
it
good.
will
You
It's
actually
all
helped
good.
me.
That's all,
You
guys.
proved she was not worth
Yes,
nothing.
Yeah, you helped me.
You guys,
You helped
you
me.
guys say it's fine as long as it boils us a team. I've had men say that like, oh, don't worry, you smashed that.
I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for all men out there, but some men will feel like, you know what, you betrayed
Oh
me.
my god, and this sucks.
Also, man, I don't think, right, you just forgive like that. Even if
Yeah.
it's your homie. I mean, that's brotherhood. You've built this brotherhood for so many
Yeah,
years.
but guys, like, and then she's the one who came into this thing and then she decided to act the way she did. For me, she should have known better.
I think
So
that's
she
bad.
acted
Yeah,
alone.
of course.
She has to
So
know
she
that
acted alone.
You blaming her.
No, I'm
She must
saying,
take
remember,
responsibility.
no, I'm happy that happened. I'll forgive her. But I'll probably be even harder on her compared to my guy friend. Because
No,
you
the
are just
best-
being a dog.
The best way to deal with it is I forgive you both,
But bye.
but
Yeah,
bye.
but no, I'll forgive both of them, but it probably will be a little bit harder, that forgiveness, towards my
Yeah.
wife.
Mm.
It will be, I'm comparing the two now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm comparing that situation.
Yeah.
The guy did well, it was, you
You see,
probably,
but it's the same
I
thing.
expected
It's
that
just
from you.
The script
Like-
is flipped it.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be able to forgive his wife. No. He's gonna
His
be able
friend.
to forgive his friend, but not his wife.
No, I'll
Because he
forgive
knows
both.
with I know, but it's
with
harder
us.
for you to forgive your wife.
That
Because
would
you
be a little
understand,
bit
you're a man, you
harder.
understand that this thing is a dog as well.
I understand this one I expected, you know, like
Yeah,
the dog, you
but
expect
there
the
we
dog
go.
Yeah.
to just
Did I not
pee
say?
anywhere.
Again,
There
that's
we
why
go.
I said it's that woman
You
thing.
do expect the dog
comes
to
with
pee
it.
anywhere.
It's like you're a
See,
woman.
it's
You
just
know
that.
better.
And chances are that, like, because I could even say, maybe, you know, he can come to me and say, dude, your wife has been chasing me. And I will understand, he got tired of running away.
And what if he was the one who was doing the chasing? What happens if he was the one who was doing the chasing? Like, yo, Brian,
Yeah, you see,
your
that's
wife
the
is
thing.
too, yeah,
But
bruh, your wife is,
Yeah, but that, and then she must know herself, dude, she can't do that.
No,
But
but,
no,
but
even
that's,
he
that's a little
himself.
bit unfair.
No,
like,
no,
now I must carry the responsibility, yeah, me as a female, the responsibility
No,
of a man
no,
as
no,
well.
I'm not saying that. He's wrong. He's wrong as well. She's wrong as well.
It
But
sounds-
I'm saying when it comes
it sounds
to
like it sounds
But
like
remember-
you're putting you blame more on the woman, and like she needs to carry this whole responsibility.
no,
because
not
this is your
necessarily.
homie,
Let
you
me
can,
tell you why.
you know,
For
you
me,
can just
But I
let me tell
think
you why.
it's-
I'm most likely to be talking to my partner about a whole lot of things. So my partner will probably know
Yeah.
everything about me that my friends don't even know. So she should have known better. Maybe she went out
he
to
should
use
have
my
known
witness.
better.
No,
You,
remember.
this will, chances
No, you
are,
should have. No, no, no,
listen,
for
sure.
listen. When chances are this man has been in your life from childhood.
Yeah, but we don't share everything like that.
This woman came into your life 5 years
And
ago,
then I
and this
said
is someone you've
everything.
been
You know
with
the
for
pillow
30
talks
years.
were alone. You know the pillow talks after they did.
But
You just
now you
dish out
can't say
everything.
she should have known better. He should have known
No, no,
better
no,
because
no.
this is
Okay.
your body.
Yes,
You
let me
live
say
with
this.
this person. This is your day.
No, but you're not getting me though. He should have known better. She should have known better. So I'm now comparing whether
Why
where is
compare?
it easy, where is it even harder.
Yeah.
Why?
This one is going with very sensitive information about me.
Yes.
This one knows me, but he doesn't know really the deeper things. I've never had a pillow talk with him.
I hear you, but I'm still just
No,
like.
I will
The
forgive
one
both
is
of
a
you.
dog and the one is held in high regard.
Yes.
I think it's just even a
Oh,
societal
listen,
thing.
You should
Even
actually
if
be
it's-
happy
which
as
is
a
wrong.
woman.
Yes,
Yeah,
even
yes,
if it's
yeah.
but that's the truth that there's
No,
no running
man.
from. I think as women we're just held to higher standards when it comes to this kind
Yo,
of
I'm
thing.
human
Which is
too.
really messed up.
So-
It is a messed up thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, now I have to carry the responsibility for the next
No,
person.
no, you're
just
not
because-
carrying. No, you're carrying your
How
own.
you treating the situation?
No,
makes me
guys,
feel
no,
like
no,
I'm
no. Okay,
carrying.
no. I think you guys are not understanding me. So I posed the question to say, is it easier or harder
Yeah.
when it's your partner and your friend? Which one is easy? I'm saying I'll forgive both of them. Chances are that they'll probably even move out of my life, both of them. But I would have expected my partner to have known and done better. Because that other dog, I don't really know much what the dog can do. Because the dog, when the dog is angry, it can really even
And I-
eat its own vomit.
And I
Yeah,
get what
I-
you're saying. I just don't disagree with he doesn't know you like that.
No, no, no.
Especially if it's someone that you've been friends with from primary or high school, whatever the case may be.
No, he doesn't know he probably doesn't know much of my emotional side as well. He probably doesn't know that. Because I will never had that situation where we sit, we have pillow talks, we plan this, we do this or that. To that minute detail, that sensitive detail.
So I'm fairly emotional.
He has never touched
emotional
me this
state,
side and blah, blah, blah.
emotional
Do you
state.
understand?
No, I hear what he's
I
saying.
get it. I'm
Because-
just like,
Now I'm just saying for me.
No,
I hear it.
And for you guys, you
because
saying
I
you'll be
get what
mad
you're
with the
saying.
girl.
I'm
Why
just,
are you
I'm
so
I'm
mad
just
with the
thinking,
girl?
at the end of it all,
Are
it's
you
a little
mad?
bit.
I think, okay, fine, let's put the relationship, the roles that we're playing aside and just go this man versus woman kind of situation. The same way we're finding it easy to forgive the dog is the same way he's finding it easy to forgive the dog. That's all it is.
That's all.
That's
about it.
all it is.
And-
So
and-
the roles aside,
at
the
end of
fact
the
that
day,
he
both
knows
lose.
that this person is a dog
That- look,
is
when,
why he's
when
able
you,
to forgive.
when
The
you
same
put
way
it like
you're
that,
able-
there is too much hypocrisy at the end.
Exactly.
No, dude, definitely.
There is too much of it, and
Okay, we can
It's just
address
a
this.
fact.
Let me
It's
read
a fact.
another one.
Yeah, we won't finish.
It depends on what the person did to me. If it's too harsh, no, forgetful. Okay, that I didn't understand. I can't forget the things the people or my family did to me emotionally and physically, but I can forgive them for what they did. It depends on how hard did you hurt me.
boom.
Yeah, so let me read another one. I forgive, trust me, however, you can never have the same me ever again. I practically let you be, no hate whatsoever.
Yeah,
Goes back
Yeah.
to what I was saying.
definitely.
Guys, I feel like my heart doesn't have space to be holding people. I don't know. Like I don't want. Also, for me, it's that thing of saying I don't want to give somebody the idea that they are that much important to me, to the level where I can't really get it. Because and that's maybe another thing. Because I'm thinking to myself, I don't really have somebody that I can say that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. Most of the friends that I have, they sort of like become family. I bring them into the family setup, and how I interact with them, it's more like how I interact with my siblings as well. So with that in mind, I don't know, guys. Yeah.
Can I ask you? Can I ask this? Forgiving and just letting it go, letting it slide.
Yeah.
They are mutually exclusive, right?
I think
or
so.
not?
I think so.
That's my question. Are they mutually exclusive or
I
not?
guess. I think they are mutually
I think
exclusive.
so.
Okay. Last question, which we've pretty much covered. Which we've pretty much covered is the forgetting part. Do you forget or it depends?
No,
I will
there's
never
no
forget.
forgetting. There's no
You can't
forgetting.
forget. I feel like it's impossible. Like I said, nearly impossible to forget. No.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Nah,
you're
I
right, guys.
wouldn't forget either. In as much as I also don't have that heart to hold on to a lot of people, but it's just like
Even
It's
if
still
one
there
day
in
we
your
mention
mind.
it as a joke,
it's
you didn't forget
But
it.
also
I just
even
turned
if-
it into a joke.
Even if you wanted to forget, it's something that
it's impossible.
you don't really total control over it,
Yeah.
unless if you do certain things. But also, there are certain things that are probably easier, and other things are harder in terms of forgetting. So certain situations you can forget it for the longest time, but something will spark it. But certain situations, almost every time you will be reminded of them. Whether it's from a certain situation that's happening or it just stuck in you, like how can that person be like that? Especially if it's a childhood friend who have wronged you, because then that person has been your friend for that longest time. So you're thinking, and that person now is no longer there in your life. I don't think that will be.
Same thing goes for family members as well.
Because those people are very, very close. So
and
you-
it becomes very hard to forgive that.
it's hard to forgive, but even forgetting this thing, it's in your mind all the time. So
especially if it's someone who's older and you're like, you were supposed to protect me, you were supposed to be an adult here, and you threw me under the bus. You
can you
left me out
forgive?
for wolves to feed on me. Do you forgive?
You guys were talking about forgiving physical abuse in
Abuse,
general.
yeah.
You might not, because I'm even thinking something like rape. Like,
Ooh.
do you even forgive? Like, do you? Because I'm thinking if it's cheating, you can forgive, right? You can forgive the person and then
Yeah,
they go.
yeah.
But when it comes to, do we forgive everything? Do you guys forgive everything?
I think those
Personally,
are. Yeah, but no. Personally, no. But I also think that's an area we're not qualified to speak on because it's one of those things. Unless you've gone through, you can't really say at all.
Because I'm thinking, I think that would probably be one of the things that I have forgiven actually. In that,
Oh, yeah,
in
you
that,
said,
in
I
that
remember
particular
you
situation.
said.
Because it happened, I was young, so I forget. I didn't even know what it is anyway. So that thing got sparked in my head last year actually. So to show, I was probably what, maybe 6, but that thing got sparked again because we were having a certain conversation.
it happened once.
Eh?
It happened once when you were 6.
The memory or the
incident.
whatever
Yeah,
when I was probably 6 I think.
And we
I'm
spoke
not
about
sure.
it last time. Yeah, when like I think I don't know.
I can't even remember.
You said,
I can't remember.
It
Even
was
if I
a
talk
private
about it,
conversation.
even
It was
if
a
I
private-
talked about it, it's like one of those things that it's not like in me. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about now the forgetting part of it. I will go for the longest time, not even think. I mean, for
Yeah.
years, not even thinking. So it's last year it was like, oh, by the way, this thing once happened.
Yeah.
You know why
So
I'm
more
asking if it
especially when
happened
something
once?
similar is happening, when I'm hearing something similar, then I remembered my situation. But also, it's not a situation where I went back to the perpetrators and say, by the way, you did 1, 2, 3, and I even asked myself, do these people even remember themselves?
People deal with things with such traumas differently, and I'm not invalidating. Some people it happened once, some people it happened over the
Over
years,
the
multiple
years, yeah.
times, whatever. Abuse is abuse. you know, we you know, but ooh, I understand why some survivors, we call them survivors, not victims, would want to confront the perpetrator.
Most
because
people,
it's like,
That's hard.
do you understand the trauma I've lived in for so many years? Like,
That's the
as much
tough
as
part.
it's not gonna change anything, but do you wait? Did you know I was a child?
But also, that's what I'm saying. Also, people deal with these things differently.
Yeah.
Somebody might deal with it different from me, definitely, depending on how they see things as well. And sometimes also the environment where you are. Because certain things, it's like certain environments, like, okay, these things happen, but you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
We come from such environment. Some environments you find that things like this happen, but then you are encouraged to talk.
So the way it's dealt with.
It can also have a bearing on how you look at it.
It does play a major role because, I mean, I've been in a certain incident and there was so much happening around it and I was, you know, kind of forced to just push it aside. And for me, it just made the whole thing more difficult. You know, I don't know. And also I can't confront, like if I was to, like, I don't know. There was a point where, okay, you know what, it's not good.
You might not come back.
Note my silence because there's just so much that is happening in my head and I'm just like, are we doing this? Are we really doing this?
That's me right
And
now.
unfortunately we've run out of time.
Yeah.
So that came to our rescue, you know. So interesting. Quite interesting. Final parting shot. Look, you forgive when you want to forgive. If you feel like you don't want to and you're not ready to, don't force it.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, when you have not healed from an incident and you're not ready to face the person who's done you wrong, just until you get there, I don't know, find a way of living. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's my final parting shot. What are your final parting shots?
Maybe I must read somebody's final parting shot. Okay, it says forgetting. What? Forgetting is very broad. I think it's more of making peace and accept that no one owes you loyalty.
There we go.
Okay. So I suppose it talks to
So
also
each
that.
is their own at the end of the day.
Because it talks to that thing of saying, you know, they can, if it's even your friend, don't expect that they owe you loyalty. If you forgive them and then you decide they must just get out of your life, let it be.
There's something that a friend of mine once said. She said, the only people you should stress over or maybe worry about are your family. And she said, let me tell you who is your family. Your family is not your mother's sister. She's not your family. Your family is your mother. Your dad is your family, not his siblings, not your grandparents. Your family are your parents and your siblings. Those are the people that when you get affected, when they affect you, it's like, okay, this is bothering me. But your sister's, your mother's sister, her family is your mother, not you.
And you
So
know,
that's why you find most people would say, mina umamncane wami doesn't really like me. She doesn't have to. She's not your mother.
but you
She's
see,
your
that's the,
mother's sister.
that's the
And
challenge.
that's the only person she's loyal to.
But you must also understand how most black communities are raised.
I
They've got
know.
this thing of families like that.
Of course, but the reality of it all, if we're being real, that I sat there and I was like, yo, that's true.
Yeah.
In as much as we have this whole huge family, but your immediate family, those are your people.
That's
Like
it.
how you know a lot of people, but only have a select
It's
few
like,
that are
yeah.
your
So she was like, don't expect loyalty from your uncles and your aunts and your cousins and they're your
But
family
these days
sharp,
you
but
can't
they're
even
not.
expect loyalty from even
Your
your siblings.
it's just
Not
like
even
your
from
mother,
your
your dad, your mom, your dad, your brother, your kids.
They're like
Yeah.
immediate. They will root for
Yeah.
you.
I was like, Drew, that's deep because I had to go back and think about a whole lot of things.
Okay.
Okay, cool, man. We've come to the end of the show. Catch us again next week. Yeah, catch us again next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. What else? Instagram at Crown Azania. We'll catch you again next week, guys. Be great, do good, and do week.